If we look at dendritic cells, when healthy human plasmacytoid dendritic cells are stimulated with SARS-CoV-2, they phenotypically are found to diversify into higher levels of interferon secreting P1 PDCs. In the presence of TLR7 inhibitor or in the absence of the required TLR7 expression, SARS-CoV-2 stimulated PDCs turn from interferon producing P1 PDCs to IL-6 and TNF alpha inflammatory cytokines producing PDCs. So this shows the importance of TLR7. So in the absence of TLR7, instead of producing interferon, the PDCs produce IL-6 and TNF alpha when they come in contact with SARS-CoV-2. They found that SARS-CoV-2 stimulation of these PDCs is not dependent on ACA2 or TMPRSS2, which are the entry pathways for airway epithelial cells, but it was possibly found to be dependent on NRP1 receptor, which is also known as neuropilin receptor 1. And MIR24 is a negative regulator of NRP1. SARS-CoV-2 actually binds to MIR24, and MIR24 is found to be severely reduced in severe COVID-19 patients. As a result, we can say that NRP1 expression increases and it leads to the stimulation of SARS-CoV-2 in PDCs in producing IL-6 and TNF alpha, given that the TLR expression is 7 in the severe COVID-19 patients. And in presence of effective signaling from TLR7, they found P2 and P3 PDCs also in the later stages, which are known for innate and adaptive immune responses. If we see microbiota, gut microbiota regulates the TLR7 expression at mucosal surfaces or other immune cells. So antibiotics reduces this TLR7 expression independent of the route of administration. So conclusively, people with less TLR7 expression will have more inflammation mediated PDCs. So it is also found that people with severe COVID-19 patients have reduced TLR7 and TLR3 expression at the beginning phase of sepsis when compared to mild COVID-19 patients who were recovered. So conclusively, if the person has reduced the TLR7 or 3 expression during the early stages of COPD when compared to normal patients, they will be at higher risks of increased viral burden and increased damage to alveolar sacs and then hypoxia and subsequent sepsis. So other factors that affect disease are like short-term exposure to cigarette smoke and nicotine enhance disease. It increases like MHC2, CD40, CD83, and CD80 expression. But long-term or chronic exposure to CSE or nicotine suppresses disease functionality. MHC2, CD40, CD80 expressions, which are actually required for antigen presentation and uh, T cell mediated immune processes.